I'm Nathan Magno, and welcome to Shore of Support, a program that highlights organizations which enhance the lives of our community through charitable efforts. Roughly 10% of Ocean County residents struggle with food insecurity. Today, we're teaming up with two local organizations working to eliminate hunger in our community. Joining us now is Triada Stampas, the president and CEO of Fulfill Monmouth and Ocean. Thank you for being here today, Triada.
Nathan, thank you so much for having me.
It's a wonderful pleasure to have you on here. So what is the overall mission of Fulfill?
So Fulfill works to end hunger and build food security in Monmouth and Ocean counties. Here at the shore, like you said, 1 in 10 residents is struggling to get by and facing hunger. And that is the work that we have taken on, is to, one, help address immediate needs by providing food. We are the main provider of food for an entire network of food pantries and soup kitchens across Ocean and Monmouth counties, and to help build longer-term food security so that people need that emergency support less. And so we help families access benefits like SNAP that allow them to go purchase food for themselves in a grocery store. We have workforce development programming that trains people to take jobs in the culinary field to put them on a better long-term path for sustainability. We have garden education programs to increase people's familiarity and understanding of healthy food. So we try to put the pieces together for families who are facing hunger now, not only to have their immediate needs met, but to put them on a better path in the future.
Right, and especially as you mentioned with those pieces, to act as this safety net and a place for opportunity for those who struggle with food insecurity.
Absolutely.
And especially located right here on Ocean County College, Fulfill has a partnership with us, Helping Hands Food Pantry, and went above and beyond for us during the pandemic with your emergency food boxes. Tell us more about this partnership and how it helps our campus community.
Well, thank you for acknowledging it, and really the partnership is so meaningful. I think one thing folks may not know is that college students, and especially community college students or non-traditional college students, are at disproportionate risk of food insecurity. Try the struggles and the challenges of balancing a school schedule, a work schedule, family obligations stretches people incredibly thin. And so the ability to have a pantry on campus that is accessible and that really increases that food access for a population that needs it and that has those needs. One of the things that we find about providing food, very often we think about, addressing the immediate need of hunger. What we don't talk about as much, but it's just as true and just as relevant, is food can be a catalyst for all kinds of other outcomes for people. Right. We know that food insecurity gets in the way of academic achievement. We know that food insecurity gets in the way of good health and well-being. So I like to think about the partnership in those spaces that we have, such as here in Ocean County College, as a way of catalyzing and accelerating good academic achievement, good health and well-being, right? Creating the conditions for people to be successful and to thrive. And having food is a major part of that.
Right, but not only just to survive and thrive within like an academic setting, but to also provide them this sense of community. Because we certainly had a lot of students here actually stick with Ocean County College and develop a relationship with us precisely because of the resources that Fulfill has provided for them. So thank you so much for your benevolence.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But
thank you.
Especially as you dot your way across New Jersey and the brick and mortar pantries across Ocean County and Monmouth, Fulfill also has a mobile unit. What need does this fill in the community?
So our mobile pantries are really gap fillers. We know that there is not necessarily a pantry that is within easy access of everywhere where food insecure people live. And gosh, anyone who knows Ocean County or Monmouth County knows we don't have great public transportation here. And so the ability to get around can sometimes determine what kind of access to food people have. And of course, when you are thinking about folks at lower incomes, having a reliable vehicle that they can afford to gas up, maintain insurance, maintain the vehicle. I mean, those are all expenses that stretch limited budgets. And when those things fall through, access to food can suffer. So our mobile pantries are about bringing food to where people are and where they need us, and not just relying on folks finding their way to an existing pantry.
Right. To make that first step in helping them make the improvements and evolutions in their life as well.
Right.
And especially because when we think about it, nutrition is especially important in our health, and especially in early childhood development. And healthy meals can be expensive, along the other expenses that you mentioned before. Fulfill has provided for over 40,000 kids in the area through backpack programs, summer meals, and even the Kids Cafe. What impact do these programs bring to the community?
So our children's programs are really all about filling in gaps. During the school year, we have this the National School Lunch Program, right? And so families who are of modest means can qualify for their kids to get free school lunches, free school breakfasts, reduced price meals as well, depending on their income. What happens when the school year is out, right? And so our Kids Cafe program is a way to give people after-school snacks and suppers. So children have a snack at the end of the day. They can have a supper that they don't need to get at home. We send children home on Fridays from their schools with backpacks to get them through the weekend so that they've got extra food at home for the weekend. And our summer meals program is really about bridging that gap in the school year. So we produce breakfasts and lunches all summer long that are distributed at camps, at Boys and Girls Clubs, venues like that where children can find them, and families who need them can have their children fed. So we're really trying to fill in those gaps. We know that the school meals programs provide such a support to families with limited means, and when those supports go away, it can really create cause a crunch in those families and put strain on budgets that are already limited. And we know the cost of food has gone up in the past couple of years. Costs of housing have gone up in the past couple of years. I mean, folks who are struggling to get by with limited budgets are trying to stretch those limited dollars farther than they can actually stretch. And so we've seen, even at our food pantries and soup kitchens in the past year, the number of people accessing them has gone up 70% in 1 year. And a quarter of the people who receive food from our food pantries and soup kitchens are children. So, we target children's programs because it's a vulnerable population, and families with children are disproportionately at risk of hunger. So we want to make sure that, like I said before, it's about meeting people where they are.
Right.
And for kids, it's about focusing on those out of school time periods when their families might be really crunched for how to get everybody fed.
Right, because as you mentioned before, closing those gaps to cover those time periods where we may not be most aware when we're actually most hungry, especially considering like the weekends, the transition back into the school year. Those school lunch programs are perhaps one of the few scaffolds that families can rely on, or one of the few places where they can save as much as they can. So being able to serve as that bridge is very forward thinking to help out this community. And speaking of forward thinking, another great program that may help individuals obtain employment and rise out of hunger is on-site culinary training. How does that work?
So we have a production kitchen in Toms River, which is also a training kitchen. So it is set up for our culinary education program. And anyone who is interested in receiving culinary education can sign up. We enroll about a dozen students at a time. There's only so many people you can fit in a kitchen. And it is a 13-week program, 12 weeks of both classroom and kitchen instruction, and then 1 week in an externship at a local restaurant, catering business, meal production facility, and we try to find places that are hiring so that our externs come out of our 12 weeks of classroom education into a job environment where they have the potential to be evaluated for a real job at the very end.
Oh,
so, we work really closely with our area businesses to place our students where workers are needed, and where they can put that training that we're providing to use immediately.
Right, and aid to help them gain employment as well.
Right. And it gets their foot in the door in an industry that might be new to them, and there are opportunities for growth once you're in. We provide them the food safety skills, the knife skills, all of those basic foundational culinary skills so that they can start out in a kitchen and work their way up.
Right, and especially as we approach September, the Hunger Action Month, how can viewers volunteer and donate to your organization?
Oh, thank you for asking. So the best place to go is our website, which is fulfillnj.org. And there you can find opportunities to volunteer. And I will say September's Hunger Action Month, and that's where we really emphasize awareness raising, but the need is year-round. And there is no bad time to volunteer. There is no wrong time to say, hey, I want to help. But opportunities to volunteer, to organize food drives, to organize fund drives, any of those can help us continue to support our communities.
So we could find you on your website on fulfillnj.org.
Correct, yeah.
All right. Triada, thank you for being here today and for everything that Fulfill does to help those in need.
Oh my gosh, Nathan, this has been wonderful. Thank you.
We'll continue our conversation on food insecurity with Heather DeJong and learn how Meals on Wheels is helping the community right after this.
Hi, I'm Kate Marino. I'm the Student Basic Needs Coordinator at Ocean County College here at Helping Hands. We help students from Ocean County College or Kenosha. We will help them with grab-and-go meals, snacks, online shopping, groceries, and we also will help with financial assistance, referrals, and anything that might inhibit a student's success. We're located in the library building, that's building 3, right underneath the clock tower. At Helping Hands, we provide Ocean County College and Kenosha students with non-academic support to help them succeed. In the food pantry, we offer snacks, drinks, and meals to students in need. Our office also provides resources for financial assistance, referrals for housing support, and more. We know that hunger can impact a student's ability to succeed, and we strive to provide meals both on campus and at home. Students enrolled in our program can take advantage of ready meals for lunch and either shop in person or pre-order groceries and other necessities offered at the pantry. New this year is our popular breakfast bar where students can make coffee and grab a quick bite before class, filling the need for those who often skip their morning meal. This service is available to any student. To participate, we just need a student ID number so we can track the popularity of this program and plan accordingly. To provide meals and groceries to students in need, we rely on support from the community and our generous partnerships. Anyone can donate funds, non-perishable food items, kitchen utensils, personal hygiene products, and more. If you or someone you know is a student at Ocean County College or Kenosha and needs assistance, please call us or email us at helpinghands@ocean.edu. For more information on our services, please visit ocean.edu and search for Helping Hands Food Pantry.
Welcome back to Shore Support. I'm Nathan Magno, and with me now is Heather DeJong, Community Relations Specialist for Meals on Wheels of Ocean County. Thank you, Heather, for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate all of this.
So what is the overall mission of Meals on Wheels?
Meals on Wheels, we have a passionate belief that our older adults, our homebound older adults, should be able to live where they are most comfortable and where they are taken care of. Our Meals on Wheels delivery, they give daily nutrition. We deliver meals 5 days a week and on the weekends to those that are truly socially isolated. But we also want to make sure that they're safe. So our drivers really become a constant in their life because they see them every day. They're able to see if they're a little off, and if they seem a little off, what we'll do is we'll call their emergency contact, and the emergency contact can go check on mom or dad to make sure they are okay. So we give their 1/3 daily nutrition as well as a wellness and safety check. So really we just want to make sure our older adults are home where they are most comfortable and safe.
Right, and especially because your organization specializes in home delivery.
Yes.
Why is home delivery so important to your clients?
Well, again, it's to make sure that they are safe and they receive their nutrition. Last year in 2022, we delivered over 240,000 meals to over 1,600 Ocean County residents. It is amazing. Our drivers, they drive 11 times around the world in 1 year delivering to our seniors. They're with their meals, they get their hot meal, they get a cold bag with some bread and the fruit and milk, just so they can make sure that their nutrition is there. But again, I think the most important part of Meals on Wheels is the daily wellness check. It's super important. 98% during a recent survey that we did of our participants feel that they are more confident living independently because of our program. 62% say that their doctor's appointments have lessened because of our program, and 88% of our clients feel less lonely because they see our Meals on Wheels driver every single day. And it's really, for us, that is why we do what we do. We have drivers that have worked for us for over 10 years, and they believe in our mission, and everybody that works for Meals on Wheels of Ocean County believes in what we do, and it's so wonderful.
Wow, that's incredible. To think that you're not just simply a food delivery system, and that there's so much packaged into what you provide for your participants.
Yes.
And it's not simply just to help feed them, but to also provide them this sense of community bridging.
Yes, exactly. I always say we are more than meals. We have the home delivered meals with the wellness and safety checks, but we also have our community cafe. And down in Manahawkin, we run a community cafe, which they get there, they do a little activity, they get their lunch, but then we have the Tuckerton Seaport talking about historical stuff. We have the library coming in. They also do physical activities. They do a walk around every day. They love their chair volleyball, absolutely love it. They sit in a circle, they hit their volleyball, but then we also have wonderful events. They just had a luau. So, and then with the dance contest, men versus women, we had a sock hop where we decorated it all out for Older Americans Month. So they really get a sense of community within the community cafe. So Meals on Wheels of Ocean County runs the Manahawkin site, but then there's also sites in Brick, Jackson, and Waretown, and Toms River is coming soon, where the townships run them themselves, and they do similar programs to what we're able to do. Wow. So that is more than meals. We also do outreach services, which is, we do benefits. We also do our Meals on Wheels intake and reevaluations. When we do Meals on Wheels intakes, we have to go into the home to make sure that they are living safely in the home. So that is something else. We also have our Take Control of Your Health program, which we ask if people want to join. You get a group of 10 to 15 individuals that are over 60, and they come together. We provide the facilitator. It is a 6-week, 2-hour program where you learn how to manage pain, stress, any type of mental situations that you use. And then it's really interactive. The facilitator just goes through everything that they would need to live a healthy and well life independently.
Right. Wow. So this community cafe that you went in depth about, it's a place not simply just to get together, but it's a place to help build a very special community. One that we'd often mistaken for being homebound.
Yes, a lot of these people, we have transportation to and from it, so a lot of these people are homebound. We just had one of our participants in the last year, he lost his wife, and he said that the community cafe really helped him through that because he was able to socially interact and come together with his friends, and they really are. It's about, you know, I believe anywhere between 20 and 40 of them come every single day, and it really is a community that they have built for themselves.
Wow, that's wonderful. And to think that your outreach, your concentration is starting to expand across Ocean and Monmouth as well. 33 counties, and especially with your drivers reaching all the way across New Jersey to your participants.
Yes, our drivers, they are absolutely amazing. In our outreach, we go to all the towns in Ocean County that we're able to deliver and just be able to bring services to them. In order to get our services, you have to be over 60, you have to be homebound, which means you can go out, go get your nails done, go to the store, go do all that kind of stuff, but you just don't drive.
Right.
And then you have to not have anybody else in the home living with you that can prepare the meals for you. So say mom is living with the daughter, but the daughter works, you cannot have meal delivery because the daughter could leave a meal for you. But also, if you're living alone, you have to not be able to prepare your meals safely. You can't stand for a long period of time. You don't, you know, you have arthritis and it hurts when to prepare the meals. It's like, it's not that you are incapacitated really or disabled. It's more so that you don't feel safe, and we want to help bridge that gap and bring that type of service for you for a third of your dietary nutrition.
Right, and especially because your whole entire mission is bringing meals to your participants' homes. Home is very important in our lives, and it's a place where we return to. It's a place of comfort.
Yes.
And to think that you accommodate for your seniors for a place where this is where they're most comfortable at.
Absolutely. So in our meals, we don't necessarily charge for our meals. All we ask for is a $2 donation per meal, but you receive the meal regardless of donation.
Right.
And our meals now cost, since the pandemic, before the pandemic, they were about $10 a meal. After that, they're now about $15 per meal for us to procure, prepare, and deliver all of our meals.
Ooh, wow.
So, and you know, if you think about it, think of the families and think of the older adult, how much living in an assisted living could cost them per year.
Right.
And all we're asking for is a $10 donation per meal. We actually realized since the pandemic, 39% of our participants can't afford the $2 donation per meal. So we began our Pick Up the Tab program, which is, you know, we ask our donors to just give $2, see if they can give $2 a day, $10 a week, whatever they can afford to help our seniors, to help those 39%. So it's also helping them and helping us fill a budget hole that we saw that after the pandemic, that people just, inflation's going up and prices are going up, and it's really hard for a lot of our seniors.
Right. And
living on fixed incomes.
And especially because, as you mentioned before, inflation, $2 a meal is incredibly valuable.
Yes.
But when you put in like comparison to like a nursing home, how does the cost compare?
It's like a $6,000 a year sometimes for those assisted living or nursing homes.
Oh dear, $6,000 for
Yes.
nursing homes?
That's on the lower end too. I've seen them go up much, much more. But if you think of just our gas, early 2022, when gas prices jumped, nearly doubled, our gas bill for the month went from $5,000 to $10,000 for gasoline to do our entire fleet of vehicles.
Right.
So we're able to still give the services and give higher services. We keep adding things on. We keep making sure that, like, we have blizzard boxes. Our blizzard boxes are shelf-stable meals that we give to our participants 3 or 4 times a year in case we can't get to them inclement weather, you know, anything like that, or just so they have a little leg up, so in case they want to have a dinner that night that is like that, you know, the son or daughter can't come over and give them a meal. This just helps them.
Right, and especially considering that nursing homes, as you mentioned before, $6,000, that your seniors would also would have to give up the place that they best well know.
Exactly. That is why Meals on Wheels is about home. You know, it's about serving our older adults that are homebound for the most part at home where they are most comfortable. That really is important. It is one of our founding, that is why we were founded about 50 years ago.
So how can viewers involve themselves with or donate to your organization?
They can always go on our website, we have www.csimow, or we have a very active Facebook page. You will see all of our activities for our community cafe and our different events that we have coming up, and all different services that we offer around the county.
Oh wow, that's so wonderful. Are there any other ways where our viewers can volunteer, work with, or get involved with Meals on Wheels?
We are actually hiring a couple different positions. We have our outreach workers that go into the homes, they talk to our homebound clients, and then we're able to either put them on Meals on Wheels, benefit assistance, utility help, anything like that. And of course, we're always looking for drivers. We need those people that believe with our mission that home is most important, to bring our older adults their meals every single day. We are always looking for our delivery drivers that really make a difference every single day in the lives of our older adults.
Including all the outreach programs that you mentioned prior,
Yes.
The community cafes
Yes.
that you have available, and also the mental health programs as well.
Yes, our Take Control of the Health, it's the whole wellness. We want to provide our older adults mind, body, and soul where they are most comfortable at home.
Right, and especially, I want to return back onto that point, mind, body, and soul, right? How do your drivers, especially because when we think about our drivers going around New Jersey, what impact do they bring to your participants?
Well, as I said, most of our drivers, you know, we have a lot of them that have been delivering to the same people for over 10 years. So it's incredible. They get to know them, they get to really interact with them. How's your day? And for many of our older adults, then our participants, they're the only person they see in that day. So they really bring a smile to their face, and they're able to just interact with them.
Got it. Wow, that's so wonderful, actually. So that they are able to provide that sense of good company that we
Yes.
often miss out on,
Yes.
especially when we think about, for example, the pandemic.
Yes.
A time where we were most isolated.
Yes.
And it was traumatizing for us.
Yes, for us it was traumatizing. For us that aren't homebound, that go out and see people every day and go out and see their friends, for us it was more traumatizing, because if you think about it, our homebound seniors don't necessarily, they weren't used to that. So the pandemic didn't affect a lot of our participants as much as it affected us. And I always tell people, when I go out and I do speak, I'm like, you think about the pandemic, think about how isolated you felt during the pandemic. That is how our homebound seniors feel every day.
Wow, okay. That's so wonderful to bring that sense of community for those around New Jersey.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Heather, for
Thank
joining
you.
us today. And we would also like to thank both of our guests for shedding light on food insecurity for our community. Healthy meals are vital to our well-being, not just to abstain from hunger, but to also promote growth and comfort to get us through each day. But these are opportunities that are left out of reach for many. It is our hope we have provided you with more insight into a growing concern that many face today. We encourage you to give back where you can and consider supporting organizations that help those in need. For Shore Support, I'm Nathan Magno, and thank you for watching.